People know what they do. Frequently, they know why they do what they do. But what they don't know is what they do does. Do something every day that you don't want to do. This is the golden rule for acquiring the habit of doing your duty without pain. All you need in this life is ignorance and confidence. Then success is sure. Crying is all right in its way while it lasts, but you have to stop sooner or later, and then you will still have to decide what to do. A proud man is always looking down on things and people. And, of course, as long as you are looking down, you cannot see something that is above you. The greatest discovery of any generation is that a human can alter his life by altering his attitude. The great use of life is to spend it for something that will outlast it. You can't think decently if you're not willing to hurt yourself. We fall in love when our imagination projects non-existent perfection upon another person. One day, the fantasy evaporates, and with it, love dies. Never have I dealt with anything more difficult than my own soul, which sometimes helps me and sometimes opposes me. Women wish to be loved, not because they are pretty or good, or well-bred, or graceful, or intelligent, but because they are themselves. Time is but the space between our memories. As soon as we cease to perceive this space, time has disappeared. If you would be a real seeker after truth, it is necessary that at least once in your life, you doubt, as far as possible, all things. People hasten to judge in order not to be judged themselves. If a man will begin with certainties, he shall end in doubts. But if he will be content to begin with doubts, he shall end in certainties. I have learned to seek my happiness by limiting my desires rather than attempting to satisfy them. I am struck by how sharing our weaknesses and difficulties is more nourishing to others than sharing our qualities and successes. The greatest and most important problems of life are all fundamentally insoluble. They can never be solved, but only outgrown. Doubt isn't the opposite of faith. It is an element of faith. Employ your time in improving yourself by other men's writings, so that you shall gain easily what others have labored hard for. Sometimes you must yield in order to win, and sometimes maintaining a low place leads you to win. Pride in excess brings disaster for man. The superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions. He who hasn't tasted bitter things hasn't earned sweet things. Nothing is so difficult as not deceiving oneself Try your best to be to others as you would wish to be treated yourself, and you will find that this is the shortest way to benevolence. Our life is frittered away by detail. Simplify. It is never too late to give up your prejudices. An intelligent person never shows emotions in 3 situations: when facing ignorance, during personal success, and in moments of deep disappointment. Things do not change. We change. The heart has its reasons, which reason knows not. People almost invariably arrive at their beliefs not on the basis of proof, but on the basis of what they find attractive. You always admire what you really don't understand. Spiteful words can hurt your feelings, but silence breaks your heart. Man's main task in life is to give birth to himself, to become what he potentially is. The most important product of his effort is his own personality. I learned this, at least by my experiment, that if one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. The question is not what you look at, but what you see. Do you wish people to think well of you? Don't speak well of yourself. Distraction is the only thing that consoles us for miseries, and yet it is itself the greatest of our miseries. A person must dream in order to see the meaning of life. The longer we dwell on our misfortunes, the greater is their power to harm us. Except for our own thoughts, there is nothing absolutely in our power. One day, in retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful. Keep away from people who try to belittle your ambitions. Small people always do that. But the really great make you feel that you too can become great. No man ever threw away life while it was worth keeping. To perceive the world differently, we must be willing to change our belief system. Let the past slip away, expand our sense of now, and dissolve the fear in our minds. In taking revenge, a man is but even with his enemy, but in passing it over, he is superior. You have power over your mind, not outside of it. Realize this, and you will find strength. To give out someone else's secret is betrayal. To give out yours is stupidity. We take greater pains to persuade others that we are happy than endeavoring to think so ourselves. Always go too far, because that's where you'll find the truth. If you own something you cannot give away, then you don't own it. It owns you. Life is a series of decisions with the future. It is not the sum of what we have been, but what we yearn to be. Money is a great servant, but a bad master. You should be careful not to form a very favorable opinion about a person at first acquaintance. Otherwise, in most cases, you will have to be disappointed. Whoever attaches a lot of value to the opinions of others pays them too much honor. We are our choices. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Stop allowing your mind to be a slave, to be jerked about by selfish impulses, to kick against fate in the present, and to mistrust the future. Be silent, or let thy words be worth more than silence. The more kind a person is, the less he notices the bad in people. One cannot be deeply responsive to the world without being saddened very often. To be happy is to be able to become aware of oneself without fright. Boastful speeches are the first sign of weakness, and those who are capable of great things keep their mouths shut. A healthy man wants 1,000 things. A sick man only wants one.